Good day and welcome to Donmar TV News Channel, mga nagbabagang balita sa buwan ng Hulyo.
Pia Gutierrez, please, of ABS-CBN.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, regarding the speech of President Duterte yesterday, you said that you're unaware that the speech of the president was actually edited. So this means that you were not able to watch the speech in full. So how can you be so certain, sir, that the president was not actually referring to ABS-CBN in the context of the oligarchy that he was able to dismantle?
Because I go by his prior statements. Alam niyo po kami dito sa opisina ko, lahat po ng sinasabi ni Presidente, kinakapture po namin yan at ini-index namin. No? So pagdating sa oligarchy, paulit-ulit po niya sinasabi, well, bati na naman sila ngayon. Pero palagi po niya sinasabi, MVP, Ayala, Lucio Tan, dahil ito po yung siya mismo talaga ang umaksyon. Sinabi talaga niya, at ako pa nga tinalaga niya, naalala niyo, ako nung wala ako sa gobyerno, si Harry Roque ang pasasampa ko ng kaso laban kay MVP at sa mga Ayala dahil sa water concession agreement. No? So, it's on the basis of his prior contemporaneous statements po.
So, but can we ask Malacanang to air the entire speech na lang, sir?
Well, hindi po ako yan. No? That's PCO RTVM.
Alright, sir. Sir, kasi on the same day that President Duterte talked about dismantling the oligarchs, House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano posted in Facebook saying that the denial of ABS-CBN's franchise was actually a move against the oligarchs. He claimed that the owners of the ABS-CBN, and I'm quoting from his Facebook post, actually protect and grow their fortunes by controlling and abusing the system, and that they also deprive the country of billions in much-needed funds by skirting and bending the law. Do you think that this is a coincidence, or is this connected with the President's statement regarding his claim that he has dismantled the oligarchs?
Well, alam niyo po, I have no authority to speak for Speaker Cayetano. No? So perhaps you can ask that question from Speaker Cayetano.
All right, sir. Sir, last na lang. So what can you say to critics who point out that while President Duterte moves to dismantle oligarchs, he's in fact building his own brand of cronyism. He's building his own oligarchs. For instance, I'm referring to an article in Nikkei Asian Review published last year who pointed out to the spectacular rise of Dennis Uy, for example, during the Duterte administration.
Walang alam ko naman po, mayaman na si Dennis Uy, dati pa. So, kung akalain niyo pong yumaman si Dennis Uy, siguro po mas mayaman na siya ngayon, pero sa mulat-mula, mining po sila po yung sa Diwalwal. So, hindi na po sila kinakailangan tulungan ng Presidente para lumaki. Yan po ang pagkakaalam ko sa background ni Dennis Uy.
So,
Thank you very much,
no
Pia.
cronies po. President Duterte has no cronies.
Wala po, kasi si Dennis Uy po, they built their fortune because of mining in gold in Diwalwal. So no one can doubt naman po na talagang gold producing yung Diwalwal. No? So wag po nating isipin na yung kayamanan niya is because of President Duterte. Dati na po siyang mayaman. Okay? Thank you, Pia. Joseph Morang, please. Thank you, Yusek.
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, regarding the community quarantines, over the weekend, si Secretary Nograles said that mag-MGCQ kapag kaya at mabilis yung mga LGU na makapag-lockdown, or another option is GCQ para to give them time to adjust. Meron ba siyang alam na mga areas already na you also know na kung saan ilalagay? Yung MGCQ or GCQ?
Hindi ko po alam dahil sa huling meeting ng IATF talagang hindi po na-discuss ang MGCQ for Metro Manila. I leave it at that.
Okay. Sir, si Mayor Sara po sa Davao, no? Already announced yesterday that Davao is going back to GCQ. Ngayon, that means na yung pong LGUs have been informed by the IATF, meaning number one, yung IATF already has a list of recommendations with regard to LGUs and their corresponding CQs. Specific to that, so can we already announce yung pong recommendation that will be up for the President's signature approval?
Hindi pa, Joseph, kasi pag-uusapan pa lang mamaya yung mga apila, no? So wala pa pong final na rekomendasyon para kay Presidente. Hindi ko po alam kung nag-apila po ang Davao City kasi mamaya ko pa lang malalaman yung mga lugar. Ang positibo ako na nag-apil po, Bacolod, no? Bacolod City I'm positive they appealed. Okay?
To what CQ, sir?
I think, hindi ko po maalala, no, but I'm sure there was an appeal filed by Bacolod City.
Titan sila.
Hindi ko maalala. All I know is that there's an appeal from Bacolod. Hindi po ako sure kung nagkapulang Davao. Mamaya ko pa po malalaman, Joseph. Kasi hindi ko naman kinakausap araw-araw yung secretariat ng ITF. Only during the meetings.
Sir, kahapon sabi ni Sec Vega, Yusek Vega, na yung mga ICU ay on a danger zone. Will we ever run out of hospitals for COVID patients?
Not under the system adopted by Yusek Vega, no? Kasi nga pakiusap lang natin sa mga pasyente, makinig lang po tayo kung saan tayo dapat pumunta at wag na tayo mag-insist, wag na tayo mag-worry kung puno ang isang hospital, i-refer naman po kayo sa iba pang hospital. Pangalawa po, pinakikiusapan din natin mga hospital kasi talagang meron silang allotment for both hospital beds and ICU beds for COVID patients. So isa sa ginagawa po ni Yusek Vega, pinapakiusapan din niya kung po pwedeng ma-increase pa rin yung allotment for COVID patients. No? I understand na dito sa mga pribadong hospital nito, nakikiusap po ngayon ng gobyerno, kung puno na yung 30% capacity for ICU beds, kung po pwede gawing 50% capacity naman for COVID patients.
Sir, last two questions. Sa arbitration, sir, China has called it illegal, invalid. Pero sabi rin ni Presidente before that he will raise it at the right time. Now, question is, kailan yung right time na yun? And is it too late because China is being confident of its position? And where does that confidence come from, do you think?
Maraming beses ko na sinagot po yan. No? Hindi po mabubura yung desisyon na yan. And that decision under international law is evidence of the applicable customary norm. It is there as a subsidiary norm, subsidiary source of international law. So wala pong kahit anong po pwedeng mangyari na hindi po mabubura yan unless completely sabihin natin na tinatakwil natin yan at hindi po natin gagawin yan, no? Because the ruling was to our favor. Pero gaya na aking sinabi, we will agree to disagree on the arbitral award and we will proceed with our friendly relations and yung mga bagay-bagay na po pwedeng isusulong, yung mga hindi pa po pwedeng maresolba ngayon, isasantabi.
Sir, bakit kaya emboldened yung China to make such statements?
I don't think they are emboldened. They have been consistent in their position and so have we been. Yun lang po yan.
Sir, last concern lang. Yung pong ilang members ng MPC are kind of concerned that the speech of the President in Holo is again edited. Is this going to be a policy already of the Malacanang to edit the President's address and air it at a later time?
Hindi ko po alam kung edited yan. Unfortunately, hindi po ako nakasama. And Joseph, I'm telling you the truth, I was weighing the option of going to Holo dahil di pa ako nakakarating sa Holo and not hold a press briefing because the departure time yesterday was 12 noon. No? Sasabay sana ako kay Secretary Lorenzana. But I opted to discharge my job. I held the press briefing. So wala po ako doon. I don't think it was, hindi ko po alam if it was edited. Okay?
Hindi naman siya, sir, policy na edited na tayo lagi.
Hindi naman po yan policy. No? I don't think there's ever a policy to that in that regard. Tricia Trada, please.
Hi, good afternoon, Secretary. Sir, how does the IATF interpret this data, yung pagdami po ng kaso ng COVID cases natin vis-a-vis hospital capacity? Hanggang saan po, sir, yung kaya natin? And at this rate, where a number of hospitals express that they have reached their full capacity for COVID cases, do you see our healthcare capacity getting overwhelmed too soon or it overwhelmed? And sir, sabay ko na rin po, no, there are unverified reports na some hospitals are having a hard time collecting from PhilHealth. Has this reached the government? Ano pong plano natin tungkol dito?
On your first question, no, dalawa po yan, no, yung doubling rate, daily doubling rate na nasa 7 to 10 days po ang Metro Manila. So, mabuti naman po talaga tayo, no, na hindi po talaga tayo dapat tumaas ng klasifikasyon, no. Pero hindi rin po pwedeng magluwag kasi ang MGCQ po ay almost 18 days po yan, no, yung case doubling rate. Sa critical care capacity, yung nag-meeting po kami, 60%. Ang sabi po ni Yusek Vega ngayon ay nasa 70% na manageable naman po yan. Explain ko lang po na ang trabaho talaga ni Yusek Vega ngayon, no, ay siya yung nagko-coordinate sa mga hospital, siya yung nagli-liaison para kung puno ng ICU ng isang pribadong hospital, merong mapagre-referan na hospital. Hindi itataboy ang pasyente dahil wala na silang espasyo, sasabihin kung saan dapat pumunta. Dahil overall, sapat-sapat naman po ang ating mga hospital beds, kasama na po dyan yung ating mga ICU beds. So kung puno na ang hospital na gusto nyo pasukan, sasabihin naman po kayo kung saan po pwede magpunta kung kinakailangan ng ICU care. Now, last point po, yung hindi pagbabayad ng PhilHealth, alam niyo naman po, no, talagang ang PhilHealth, malapit po sa aking advocacy yan. No? Pero sabihin na lang po natin na this has been discussed at ang alam ko po si National Implementer will have discussions with General Morales, no? Dahil importante po na ang mga hospital will have the confidence to admit COVID patients dahil alam nila mababayaran naman sila ng case rates for COVID. Yes, next question please. Tapos na ba si Trish? Nag-freeze. Trish? Pero tatlong question na yun actually.
Hello, Secretary.
Yes.
Hello?
Nag-freeze ka. Alam mo, mahina talaga yung internet mo where you are.
Yung sa IATF po na meeting, yung based po dun sa initial recommendation sa mga local government units, sir, meron na po bang nag-apila na LGU if they want to have an easing in the restriction or stricter restrictions? And si President po, sir, I understand bukas po magsasalita. So bukas po ba siya makipagtulong sa IATF or ngayong gabi din po?
Well, unang-una, mamaya pa lang po yung aming pagpupulong, mamayang hapon po. No? Dahil maraming mga schedules yung mga miyembro ng IATF, hindi po pwedeng ganapin na mas maaga yung meeting. So mamaya ko rin po malalaman kung mayroong mga syudad at mga probinsya at mga rehiyon na umapila. No? At mamaya rin po yan didesisyonan para magkaroon ng final recommendation sa ating presidente. Well, nabanggit ko na po yan dahil mamaya pa lang ang meeting natin ng IATF, umaabot po yan hanggang alas 9 ng gabi, lalo na kapag mayroong mga apila, bukas na po maaanunsyo ng presidente dahil mamaya pa po ma-finalize yung recommendations.
Sir,
Okay?
last question po. Since malapit na po yung SONA, sir, kumustahin lang po natin, medyo ibang topic naman po. Saan na po tayo sa laban natin sa droga po?
Nako, bago nga yung topic na yan, no? But I will have figures siguro in a later press briefing because I don't have the figures now. No? But the President remains confident that we are winning the war against prohibited drugs. Record holds po o record na paghuhuli ng mga pinagbabawal ng droga ang nangyari sa mga nakalipas na mga araw. Bilyong-bilyong halaga po ang nahuli ng PIDEA at ng ating kapulisan. No? But I can probably give you a more comprehensive response if you want in a later briefing.